Nellis Air Force Base in the Nevada desert. Bigger than the state of Connecticut, it is the world's largest tactical fighter base. Here, two sharply honed elements have come together, man and machine. The F-111, an aircraft like no other. Because there is no other that can do this. Streak in below the surveillance of the enemy's radar to deliver a conventional or nuclear strike at a distant target, coming in undetected in dead of night in the foulest weather. And the men, the Black Falcons of the 429th Squadron, one of the four squadrons of the 474th Tactical Fighter Wing, named the Roadrunners.
How was the fight, sir?
Real fine. We didn't have any write-ups at all.
How was that brake?
Right one was good. That's right. You just changed the right brake, didn't you?
Sir.
I worked good. Doc, do you have any write-ups from your side?
No, not at all, but the antenna cage light is burned out, I think, so you might want to change it.
I'll change the bulbs.
Okay.
Real fine flight. Enjoying it.
Thank you, sir.
Doc, you going fishing this weekend?
This is Alpha Squadron, an operational squadron. Ready now. Sandy Marquardt, Major Marquardt, aircraft commander. A combat veteran of Vietnam with over 3,500 hours flying time under his belt. More than 600 hours flying this aircraft, the F-111. Sandy's from Evanston, Illinois. He's 37, he's single. And in the Black Falcons, he's known as a real 111 pro. No one has more operational time. Lieutenant Doug Stenberg, navigator. He is one of a select group handpicked directly out of navigation school to join the Black Falcons. At 26, Doug is one of the youngest members of the squadron, but he has more navigator experience and more F-111 navigator time than anyone of any age. Doug got married a short while ago, and his wife is logging her share of flying hours. She flies Jordans.
And like in your right seat, when you see something coming in an attack radar, it looks like a pretty good ridge, and you call it to me. Then I check the E-scope, and then it's pretty clear that we're going to go up over a ridge.
Well, I thought it went pretty good today.
Yeah, I thought it went real fine. Hey, did you go to that boat party last weekend?
Yeah, sure did. We had about 6 boats there. And
Really, all the systems worked real good. Autopilot was beautiful.
Any problems with dampers?
No dampers were fine. Radios were good. One time had a little noise in the background, but then it cleared up and never...
You fly the flight again after you've landed. Each checkpoint of the mission is studied, evaluated, graded.
Do you have any comment on the INS or the radar?
No, the inertial was real good. The crosshairs fell right next to the target, no problem at all. And the radar picture was real good also. Only a little bit of crosshair drift, that's all.
Enough to call it a radar, sir?
No, not at all.
Then we can call it an OR flight. Definitely an OR flight.
OR flight.
Not that much.
It means operationally ready.
To the right.
The training flight was completely successful.
Radios are pretty good, I think.
I was astonished the first time I got in how easy it was to fly and the speed range that the aircraft has.
Airplane and the capabilities that it has.
Operations building of the 429th Tactical Fighter Squadron.
Anything else, the right people to come to find out anything about an airplane are the people that are flying it.
As far as the navigator is concerned, it's one of the best jobs going. Our capability, it's not as expensive as some of the others that require additional support airplanes.
Set the coordinates of the runway out here and take off and fly the complete mission.
Over 300 hours in the aircraft. And I found out that it's quite a fantastic machine and it does most of the work for you.
The low-level bomb delivery capability is outstanding.
You would be beneath their radar coverage and sneak in and hit your target before they ever knew you were there.
It's got a lot of goodies. It's sort of a Cadillac of the airplanes, the fighters, so-called.
I can see the cracks between railroad cars on the radar. Its resolution is that good.
It's a brand new system, pressing the state of the art in about 4 or 5 new areas.
There's no airplane we have in the inventory that has anywhere near a like capability.
And it's designed to deliver a big load under extremely adverse circumstances, almost anywhere in the world.
Fine airplane. Flies real good.
It's fantastic.
Then you can sweep your wings back for optimum cruise at any altitude or airspeed.
Watch a bird in flight, as man has done for centuries, and you see it climb, soar, fly on powerful wings. Its wings tuck back. It streaks earthward in a terrifying dive, levels out to strike. One thing the bird constantly does is change, modify its flight configuration for peak efficiency. Could man, too, achieve this kind of versatility? This airplane literally redesigns itself in flight. Opened up, these wings spread wide to give lift. Lift for efficient short takeoffs and landings, for slow approach speeds, for efficient long-range flight. But with its wings swept back, the plane trims itself, sleek and clean, redesigned in flight to hurl itself through the atmosphere 2.5 times the speed of sound. One configuration for maximum lift, another for maximum speed, and intermediate positions as well. Brain power. Literally a flying computer center. Sophisticated beyond anything yet developed. Its radar system so advanced the pilot doesn't need to see the terrain or the target. Its own intelligence would sense and react so that it would fly day or night, fair weather or foul, automatically, hugging the earth, skimming its contours, to swoop down into the valleys, nose up sharply over mountain barriers. A continuous flow of navigation and guidance data. Electronic systems unequaled in performance, reliability, and accuracy. A new kind of cockpit. A crew module. A totally self-sufficient escape vehicle that can, in emergency, separate from the aircraft, eject during flight, or on the ground, or even underwater. A vehicle within a vehicle. Air-conditioned, pressurized, fully instrumented, rocket-powered, to move away from the aircraft and parachute for safe descent. Power. The power plant on this bird is versatile, sophisticated. Massive thrust for takeoff and top speed. Reduced fuel consumption for long-range subsonic flight. Military planners have always wanted a long-range fighter that could deliver its bombs around the clock, no matter what the weather, without need of escort. Now, for the first time, it became possible. This is where it's built. General Dynamics. In essence, the company was asked to design an airplane that flies supersonic at low altitude, more than twice the speed of sound at high altitude. Make it able to fly across oceans without refueling. Make it land as slow as an airliner, and design it to perform on short, makeshift runways.
By the time we had about 30 or 40 hours in the F-111, I think each one of us realized that there was something about this aircraft.
Colonel Frederick Blessé, commander of the 474th Tactical Fighter Wing, America's sixth-ranking jet ace.
Was the fact that everybody seemed to dislike the airplane except the people flying it. I realize that there are many old heads out there amongst you today, but I also realize that there is an extremely large percentage of new people. And my purpose in coming down here today to talk to that large percentage of new people who have not yet begun their training in the F-111. It's a big airplane. However, once you get a chance to fly it yourself, you'll find that it looks big, but it flies little. It's a very sensitive, very responsive aircraft. Another large change that will become quite obvious to you is in the altitudes that you fly. No fighter can be all bad. It'll take off and that you can fly 1,400 miles in and never go above 200 feet. In addition to that, if you want to go to extreme range and slow down just a little bit, well, you can stretch the range out to 26 or 27, 2,800 nautical miles without any trouble at all. It has a very interesting and a very effective escape module, and all you do is just walk in and sit down, and you could fly the airplane just as well in the tuxedo as you could fly it in a flying suit. The real guts, however, in the F-111, I think, are in three primary areas, and those areas are the inertial navigation system, the terrain following radar, and the attack radar. As I see it today, 2 years experience and about 300 hours of flying the aircraft, you're going to feel that you're extremely lucky to be tackling the Air Force's roughest mission and doing it in an aircraft that's the finest night, low-level, all-weather attack aircraft in the world.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hack, 1830. And our call sign for this mission is going to be Falcon 1. We'll have a start engine time of 2,000 hours, takeoff here at Nellis.
2 hours before each mission, the aircraft commander and the weapons system officer talk through the complete flight plan.
Back here to land at Nellis at 22:45.
Doug, let's run through the mission one more time. Again, we take off from here at Nellis. We'll climb out to 10,000 feet, and I'll go ahead and check out the TFR, and you go ahead and check out your attack radar.
Okay.
Once we pass Carp, we'll do a TF letdown to 500 feet in the mountains, going north into Milford. We'll maintain a 480 cruise right around Milford, get to the entry point here at Bryce Canyon, and just press on TFR around Lake Powell, from Lake Powell on in here to the IP. At the IP, we'll push it up to 550 knots, and then we'll be going in to hit target X-ray here at St. George. Once we get bombs away at St. George, then we'll break hard left, climb on out to 30,000 feet, and we're pretty well home free then.
Mission: penetrate this territory. In the cover of night, pinpoint the target, one small bridge, and return to base, undetected by enemy radar, unfired on by enemy defenses, unescorted. One bridge, one aircraft. A combat mission set up over Western America with realism.
Doug, why don't you go over that target run one more time?
Okay. The run-in heading to the target will be 270 magnetic. The abandoned bridge to the south of St. George will be our target, and I'll be using the city of St. George as our offset. The radar prediction of the area looks something like this. We have St. George showing here, and to the south, here is our target. A map presentation of X-ray is right
here where the ladies come in.
St. George, Utah. Population 8,000. One bank, 2 libraries, a radio station, a junior high school, a senior high, a 2-year college, and out there at the rim of the mesa, a radar bombing site. One of many spotted around the country, operated by the Strategic Air Command. Its job: track the bombers as they fly their training missions and score them on their performance, their accuracy in their simulated bomb drops. Normally, the radar bomb sites track the big bombers, the B-52s. But tonight's mission, the low-level dash of the 111, is a new dimension for the radar trackers. They will plot the aircraft's progress on this board, follow it with exact precision as it flashes towards its target, a bridge outside of St. George that leads to nowhere, but useful now as a symbol of exactly the kind of target for which this aircraft, this capability, was created.
420-minute operation, Captain Michael.
So we got a takeoff time of 2030. We got 2.3 en route and 4.5 hours of fuel. That's good. Did you get the CIS signed on?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did too. Weather, we got a good briefing on that. Takeoff data?
4,300.
300, yeah. And I'll get it signed out. Let's go do it.
Okay, canopy's closed and latched.
Roger, check line's closed and locked.
Okay, warning and caution lamps.
All of them now except Peter Povey.
Helmet visor.
Okay.
And that's it.
Why don't you give me channel 2 there, Doug?
Roger. Channel 2.
Nellis Tower, Falcon 1, number 1 for 03 left.
Falcon 1, cleared for takeoff on 03 left. Wind 010 at 8 knots.
Right Star, understand, cleared on and off.
Can I skip quick?
Is on.
IFF is in standby. Attack radar video is good. Okay, flight instruments.
Flight instruments all reading good. Throttles I got in full mill. And we got good fuel flow. Nozzles are closed. EPR is good. Pushing up to AB. Eyelids open up. EPR is reading good. All pressure's good. Why don't you go ahead and turn the IFF on down.
Roger.
And I'm ready to go. Doug, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Brakes release.
Knots.
Roger, got line speed.
Knots.
Looks good. Okay, gear coming up. And think both of them are up. Flaps coming up. Pulling the wings back to 26 degrees. And we're off and rolling. Looks pretty good. Let's level off here at 10,000 and check out the TFR. Putting the left channel on TF. You got the right channel on TF and the radar altimeter bypass. Go ahead and hit the cage button over there.
Okay, cage it. We're cage.
Okay, you got a fly up on the left and the right.
Okay, cage coming up.
Okay, going back to standby. And I'll check out the autopilot here. Go ahead on into altitude, hold, and heading nav, and engage the autopilot. Working good.
Okay, we're coming up on our entry point at about 5 miles. We'll be turning right to a heading of 101.
Okay, coming right here. I'll go out and back and bypass on the radar altimeter. Put the left channel in TF, and we'll put the right channel over to situation.
Okay.
Ready to start on down, Doug?
Roger.
Okay, auto TF, starting down.
Okay, I'm picking up ground returns now.
The attitude indicator looks good.
Okay.
Coming on down the E-scope, ground returns coming in, and the radar altimeter clicked in at 5,000.
Roger, we should level off about 500 feet.
Looking down to 1,000 here now, coming up 700, 600, and it's leveling off real fine, 500 feet.
Okay, it looks good over here. I've got a ridge coming up at 5 miles on the scope, and it's dead ahead, going to 5 over 15.
Okay. Looks like it's about 3 miles on my E-scope now.
Right, okay, we should be passing in about 10 seconds.
And we're going up over the ridge.
I think I'm finally getting used to these mountains going by when we're on TF1.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, we couldn't be down here flying in the mountains without it, though.
Okay, we're coming up on the IP. I'll go ahead and call the bomb plot.
Roger, go
Give
ahead.
my
Check.
release info.
Okay. Check your switches are hot, too.
Okay, switches. Let's see. Okay, delivery mode. Yeah, everything's good and hot. Okay, St. George bomb plot, St. George bomb plot, Falcon 1.
Falcon 1, this is St. George bomb plot. Go ahead with info.
Crew is 142. Type of aircraft is a Fox 111A. 4,600 feet MSL, target X-ray. IP will be Kanab, negative ROS, 500 feet AGL, true airspeed 550, ballistic MB4, copy.
Roger, Falcon 1, copy info. Understand bombing altitude 1,000 feet. You're cleared from IP.
Okay, I'm going to target, and we're in target, and I'm picking up returns. It looks good. Crosshairs are falling good.
Got the captain's bars dead ahead.
Roger, we're up hot, and I'm going to offset. Okay, captain's bars are right on the 10, right where I want. I'm going to correct a little bit to the left. We'll track the hands. Coming left.
Okay, autopilot's taking us a little left. Working good. Looks like we're going in on a track of about right on 270. Looks good.
Okay, crosshairs are good. I'm going back to the target. Okay, crosshairs are real good. Okay, I'm going to trail bomb. Trail bomb, and we should be counting down. That's good.
Coming up on 20 seconds now. Go ahead and put on the RPS.
Okay, tone coming on. Tone's on.
10 seconds. Tickling at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release.
Dawn. A new day comes to St. George. Miles away, dawn comes to Nellis Air Force Base. This tactical fighter squadron, the Black Falcons, and their F-111 are ready. A new defense capability and a new air age. A ready deterrent for all the world to see.